is our players in the bottom right corner of the map. It's going to be our red Zerg player from Seed Gaming. It's Revolution. Let's check everything's working. Yes, it is. Looks good. And in the top left corner of the map, our blue Terran player is going to be Zeerex, someone who I don't really know. Alright, so we're going to be starting up here with pretty standard Rax gas for Reaper Expand in this TVZ from Zeerex. Revolution going to be going into this soon. Going into his hatchery first play. I'm never going to get it right. I'm never going to get the betting thing right. Oh dear. Anyways, hatchery first in the low ground. A spawning pool coming up in the main base as well. And we'll wait and see what's going to be happening here as we just get into a pretty slow start. The Reaper's on the way out here and will be coming out in a few moments' time. And we'll follow this across the map to kind of see if we can get anything done over here. I mean, Revolution going into the fairly standard gas timing, just going to allow him to go into circling speed quite early in this game. And with that circling speed, he'll be able to move towards his third base around that 6-minute mark. If he wants to play on 3 bases, that is. Might want to go for some kind of 2-base mutalisk play, for example. So there's definitely a possibility. We've got 4 lings on the way for him right now. It's just preparing already to deal with this incoming Reaper as it heads across the map. Already halfway through the centre of the map and coming through in towards the main base of our Zerg player right now. So Zeerex going to look to see if he can get much done with this early on. And I mean, more than anything, he'll probably just want to see the gas is down for his opponent. I mean, you can pretty much always assume gas is down for your opponent nowadays. But if you can see that it goes past 100, be in mind, that'd be quite nice. But Revolution pulls out for now, and he's just going to start circling speed. And this Reaper just going to be continuing to circle around for now, and we'll be leaving very soon. Back at home, factory's on the way up, and he needs to make sure to remember to place down that reactor as well on his barracks, but he's actually kind of forgetting it for... Oh, he's actually already got a reactor. Oh, because he only went... okay, I mean, he only went 1 Reaper, so if you only go 1 Reaper, you actually don't need to... you actually go for the reactor, then the factory, of course, and you get some Marines out as well, so that explains why. I was just a little bit confused. I thought he made a 2nd Reaper, I just assumed he had, but 1 Reaper makes sense too. I mean, nowadays Reapers don't do very much anyways, so just going for 1 Reaper can be a lot more effective. Get the Marines out early. It can be nice to defend from deflect overlords from scouting, etc. I'm actually going to see his starport follow up here, so probably a Banshee to follow this up from Zeerex. Even though he's only on 1 gas right now, but he can still go just for a cloakless Banshee for kind of safety's sake. But we'll see what happens in the next few moments. Reaper just continue to move around from him, just checking the 3rd base, seeing if that's been taken just yet. I mean, not really expecting it to be taken until the 6-minute mark, as Revolution is only just now going really kind of back in towards his gas, so he's not really going to be looking to delay that 3rd base too much for lair or anything, so he should be sending a drone out in the next couple of moments. Start moving towards that 3rd base, as we just got a few Marines moving out, and they're going to look to take down this Overlord, which is out a little bit away from the main base, so that's going to go down, unfortunately, in Revolution. Not going to be much you can do to save this. He actually drops down a Baneling Nest right now, so he's going to drop down the Baneling Nest, and we'll look to see what he wants to do with this. Probably just to keep himself safe from a potential Hellbat attack. We're actually going to see the medevac out of the starport, something which I kind of forgot, which you could kind of, well, I didn't really forget, but I just didn't really think about the possibility of him doing it here. So I actually kind of like this, because if Revolution doesn't have enough units out when he hits, there's nothing that he can really do. I mean, the Queens are going to be kind of positioned towards the front, so if these units get in towards this main, this is going to be very troubling for Revolution here. Even if like the Marines just drop into the back of the main base and the Queens might have to come to defend that, then Hellions are free to run in and try and hit this natural mineral line and get some damage done over there. This Overlord just going to be moving through in towards the main base. Once the scout what's going on, he's going to see that Untech Lab starport here, so he should have a pretty good idea. Now this little bit of aggression might be coming his way. He actually still start off with 2 bases here, but not super fast. And still no 3rd base for Revolution either, so really just taking it slow in terms of moving towards that 3rd. Few Balins morphing in, so he's going to be safe against a Hellbat follow-up or anything. But no armory placed down, so that's not actually a threat here, it's just kind of a safety measure. As there we go, the Marines start to drop in at the mineral line. You've got Banelins coming in, they're going to be able to force this away pretty quickly. No movement from the Hellions in at the middle of the map. Now they start moving forward, just a little bit late. And looks like the Marines might try and come help these out. An armory going down, so it looks like he will follow this up with a Hellbat time. Despite having even seen Banelings though, I mean, it's kind of a little bit weird. Revolution sees this, and 3 Queens on the high ground, not going to let any Banelings, any of these Hellions past here. And in fact, losing the Hellions like this is not good at all, because, I mean, the Queens can just transfuse, so there's no real problem for them. And as Banelings come in, this is going to probably be more than enough to be able to take these down. And oh my god, wow, Zeerex just getting away in time there. These Lings going to try and surround, try and pick off a couple of these Hellions. And he'll continue to take some pretty major damage. A lot of these Hellions are low hit points though, so these 3 Queens could really do quite a bit. But yeah, I think this Medevac going to be moving away right now, as these 3 Queens going to be sitting and chilling. Fibion's heading towards the main base. He's just preparing for that potential drop here, and there's a big set of racks coming behind us. With a spy on the way already though, I'm a little bit worried for Zeerex, because Mules are going to be coming out before his reactors finish up on his barracks, so he's going to have very minimal marine production for quite some time here. Engineering base only just coming up now as well. They're going to be still a little bit ahead of the Zerg upgrades, but I mean, again, Revolution, if he can turn this around, he's going to be in a great position to follow up with his Mutalisks. He's moving in a few more Banelings. He's only got the gas for kind of 5 meters right now, but the Spire's only halfway done, so it's not the end of the world just yet. His 3rd base is on the way up, only halfway done as well. But these things are going to start streaming in, and these Banelings too, going to look to see what they can connect onto. Coming up into this round, they're going to connect on, well, a few Hellbats, a couple of Marines. It looks as though the Revolution will have enough to turn this away, I think. And again, behind this, it doesn't matter that Revolution's had to make so many units, I don't think, because, you know, behind all of this, he has had to, his opponent hasn't had a 3rd CC. As that Medevac gets taken down. The Queen's get taken down as well though, and actually Revolution just been waiting for his mutants to start coming up in the production tab, so he's been saving his money for these, not making anything else. Now he can maybe go into a row of drones, or a round of drones behind this. These 8 meters should be able to save this 3rd base in time. This shouldn't really fall. And there we go, finishing up. This hatchery actually continues to take a lot of damage. Are the meters not going to be here in time? I guess not. Revolution is just going to lose this. That's really unfortunate. It was just on the edge. And the Prudent is actually going to do the majority of the damage here. And as Mutants come out, they take down them couple of Marines. And I'm surprised that did so much, considering Revolution kind of knew it was coming for so long. Zeerex behind us, his 3rd CC now floating into position. He has started to take a worker lead. And I'm surprised Revolution's making some Zerglings. I guess what he might want to do is force this 3rd base away and make sure he can keep it away for a little while at least, knowing that his opponent, having committed into so many Hellbats, probably won't have that anti-air capability at the 3rd base right now. So I guess the little feelings are okay, but again, I'd like to see him kind of drone up a bit. He kind of does need to drone up a little bit here, unless he's going to go for kind of a lot of Banelings and just kind of go for a big kind of counter, kind of all in really, because if you move in a bunch of Banelings at this point in the game, you're basically saying I'm going to win, or I'm going to lose. I'm either going to win now, or I'm going to just be really far behind. And he does have to do damage with this 10 Banelings morphing in. He has to bust down this bunk. There's a lot of Marines behind this though, so he really needs to get some good Baneling connections behind this as well. If he can pick off that first depot, he could be able to maybe sneak the little units in without having to use some Banelings initially. Mine's on the way out as well though. We're going to make this a little bit difficult, but there are a couple of Overseers here. Mine burrowing close to the front. At this point in time, this 3rd base is going to be moving over into position as well. These beers are going to be coming in towards the mineral line in the main and just looking to see if they can get any damage done over here. They're actually going to find a gas geyser to start hitting into. That's pretty nice. Again, just a little bit of free damage. And with Revolution, I mean, he's continuing to build units. He does just drone up a little bit now. He has got Baneling speed with this as well. And now he starts his 1-1 upgrades. He might just try and swarm in here when these units aren't actually kind of that. I mean, that would be a great time. He doesn't know it. But there's so many units at the front, so many out the front, and so many in the natural that they're just so split up. And that could be perfect. Revolution he only sees a little group of these Marines. I think he's going to go for this here. Here we go. The units are starting to come down the ramp, but oh my god, the first Baneling hit is absolutely huge. One of these Widow Mines gets cleaned up. The other one is going to get, is actually not going to get used up there. Revolution, he sees some Marines over towards this fit. I really feel like there's a place he can kind of attack into, but he's not confident enough to move in there just yet. Now he's going to move forwards once again and try and make something happen here. This Widow Mine needs to get targeted down before it goes off on any big amount of Banelings. There's so many Marines behind this, though, and Revolution is just kind of so far behind. Like, losing that 3rd base is really setting back a bit. And not just losing the 3rd base, but going for this attack, which he hasn't really done anything at all with. He kind of made the units to kind of commit to this, but then he never actually went for the committal. And And that's put him in a tough spot here. I mean, again, now, finally, he does have 70 drones up and running, but he hasn't for a long time. One thing he does have going for him is at least he's going to catch up on upgrades. He delayed them for quite some time, but for some reason our town player is yet to start up 2-2, despite having that armory from earlier in the game for his hellbat timing. These medevac's going to boost him towards the main base. Nothing really in position. Fueling is starting to stream in, but then on their own, they're not really going to be enough. The Mule's going to try and come in as well to take down the medevacs, but not going to be successful. At the same time, big push through the center, taking down the Queen and a scan probably in a couple of moments to take down some of this creep spread as well. Revolution, about 50 supply down right now. As these medevac's going to get taken down. The Queen's getting taken down as well. And I mean, that Spider is in prime reach of these Marines. He could even get the spawning pool, which might be a little bit of a better trade right now if he's going to continue pushing. And I mean, anything would be great, but he should really target down something. He is in a little bit of trouble as well. And okay, now he's going to start that spawning pool. Well, attack on the spawning pool here. Some Valence Morph coming in here. Nice connection. We'll clean out a lot of this in the front. I think Zeerex just got too much of a lead. Now the spawning pool has fallen, and I'm really surprised he didn't go for the Spire. I guess he's going to end up getting the lair here in the end anyway. Maybe not. These units going to come in just in time, but still just a few Widow Mines out the front. Going to start spreading these out, and I mean, Zeerex is going to move in towards this third base, which is now unprotected. Game is called, and Zeerex takes game number 1. Alright, so just to let you guys know that there are the Revolution was the favourite in the bets in the chat going into this series. He had 82 Wardy points bet on him against the 45 of Zeerex. So the Zeerex betters, you guys might be in a little bit of luck here as we wait to see what's going to be happening next. What map we're going to be playing on map 2 of this best of 3. How you all doing in the chat? Hello, Vitamin. How are you today? Happy birthday. Or, how do you say happy birthday in German? I know it's Geburtstag, but I don't know how to say happy. Ich hoffe... Okay, ich hoffe du... I'm gonna say it live. Ich hoffe du den besten Geburtstag hast. Ich hoffe du den besten Geburtstag hast. There you go. I said it on Skype to you, now I said it in real life. Alright, so we're getting into our Lobby Cactus Valley for game 2 of this best of 3. We're going to be jumping into this in a few moments time, guys. How is everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm Wardy, this is the WCS Qualifiers, and I hope you're ready to enjoy the action with us for the rest of the evening. It's going to be a long one. We're out of 256 bracket, does not move, well, it moves fairly quickly, but, you know, it takes a while to get through, even if it is moving quickly, so we're going to have a lot of games for you guys tonight. This is just our second best of 3 of the evening, and we've actually only been live for an hour, so... Let's go into this as we get started and begin game 2 of this best of 3. Were we out of game all game long? All the time there? Probably. That was my mistake. Alright. In the top left corner of the map, from Seed Gaming, it's going to be our red Zerg player, Revolution. And the upper right, we have our blue Terran player. It's gonna be Zeerex. Alright, so let's see what's gonna be happening here. Overlord gonna start moving out onto the map. Hello Mark, how are you today? How are you feeling? Bet you're glad you're not having to try and qualify through the bracket today. Bet you're glad to have a nice evening off. Are you gonna play in the sub-tourney, Mark? Are you gonna come win? Actually, I guess you'll probably be in China already. I didn't think about that, actually. You will be in China, enjoying IEM. Well, not quite, but you'll be on your way, I think. I imagine. I guess. Alright, so, early on here we have a very similar opening from Zeerex, just looking to head into a Reaper to begin with. And I mean, we can't really say too much about that just now. I mean, 4-player maps, you can definitely... I mean, you can open Command Center first on most maps nowadays if you're permanently playing, but 4-player maps, definitely you can open CC first if you would like to change things up. But I think the Reaper's quite nice as well. Again, it gives you the same kind of map control as on, you know, as on a 2-player map, so no reason not to do it here. As we have just an Overlord moving along the top side of the map right now, just moving along here and heading in towards the main base. I can't really believe that Revolution kind of got so far behind against that Hellbat attack. He knew it was coming. He was so well prepared, at least it felt like he was, and yet he just didn't manage to do it. I think he kind of fought too long with the Queens. I think he should have backed off with the Queens a bit and then waited for more of his Banelings to come in at kind of the same time so that he could kind of keep the Queens alive to some extent. As Overlord moves in towards the top right here and just locate where his opponent is, so immediately Revolution can change direction of the second Overlord to kind of get into a position to keep an eye on the natural expansion a little bit later in the game. Although, I mean, it's a little bit risky to kind of go cross map, especially when your opponent went into very fast Marines last time around, which I imagine he's going to do again here because he builds no second depot, so I imagine it's going to be a reactor straight away. It's kind of a TVP opening, really. But of course you head into Reactor Italians. So yeah, it's a little bit risky doing this, moving this through the middle of the map. But I guess he's just going to take the risk and see if he can get away with it. This week we're going to be working away. More drone. It's actually going to get caught here by these Zerglings, so first Reaper of the game gets taken down. And that's actually a pretty big deal, honestly. I didn't really say much about it, but that's actually a pretty big deal, losing the Reaper like this, especially when you only make one. It's a lot of early map control you lose and a lot of potential to continue scouting here. Revolution is just pulled out of gas at 100, though he has just got Zergling speed over halfway done at this point in time. Queens are coming in. And then he will just continue to be injecting here. Did he open pool first? I guess he actually might have opened pool first because he had two Queens finishing at different times. Very different times, so it might have been a pool first. Sorry, I didn't really pay super loads of attention to that right at the start of this. Starport on the way down here for Zeerex though, and it looks as though his follow-up is going to be very similar to the follow-up we saw in game number 1 on Coda. These things going to be moving away. One single Zerg just left outside the frontier for Revolution, just going to keep an eye on what's going on, what might be moving out of the base of Zeerex. A couple of Hellions will find this, and I mean, it doesn't really give very much information. I mean, you probably could have told himself that there was going to be Hellions on the way anyways, so that's no really, because there's no real, I can't even think. Why can't I talk the last 2 days, guys? What's happened to me? I can't speak, I can't think straight. It's Wardybot. Wardybot's draining my powers. Wardybot's attacking me. Arrgh. I don't know what it is. I just can't get my words out. I can't think straight. I think it's this flipping music, man. This music's so loud in my ears. It's so hard to think through it. You know, I'm sorry, but I actually have to turn it down, right? It's going down just a bit because it's just too loud in my ears to realistically be able to cast with. And I actually think it's distracted me a lot. So hopefully you can still hear it a bit, but I just can't have it as loud as it was before. Medevac moving across the map here, 4 more Hellions on the way as well. They're going to try and poke through here, and he's actually just going to drop off at the front door. 40 more lings being made, and it looks as though Revolution was a little bit underprepared for this. A couple of Evolution Chambers coming up along with the Baneliness at the front, but this is a really bad choke point for attack into with Zerglings. These Queens starting to take some damage. The Transfuse comes down just in time there to save one of them, as it looks as though our Terran player going to continue moving through here. There's one Queen, the second Queen going to get taken down as well. Lings are popping out, and well, they're going to kind of be targeted down a couple at a time though, as Zeerex going to lift up. I feel as if he got back into this position here and could have traded all day long. He's now going to drop off over at the third base and look to continue doing some damage with this. Revolutions, I mean, he lost 2 Queens, but I think he's going to be okay this time around. I don't think this is going to be the end of the world for him, as this Medevac is thinking about going to the main base, but turns around instead. Alright, so this Medevac just going to turn away right now. Third command center on the way up for Zeerex once again, and once again, I mean, it's the exact same build as game number 1. You know, these 4 racks are coming up pretty late compared to usual. The third CC is pretty late compared to usual because it's not just a straight up 3CC build, it's a pressure build. It's designed to keep your opponent making units and not drones early on. This time the Revolution, I mean, he holds on, he keeps his third base alive. I guess Zeerex this time didn't actually commit in towards his armory. He didn't try to kind of go for the Hellbat follow-up, and he actually cut his Hellions a lot sooner in this game, so it is a little bit different, but it's the same sort of principle with the later 3rd CC and the later barracks production coming in. Combat shields first, so looks as though he wants to go for a bit of a push here. Tanks on the way as well, so looks as though a little bit of a combat shield tank push going to be coming in the next minute or so. He's actually going to load up actually just the first tank and these 4 Marines inside of it over here, and I guess what he's going to do is siege up on this low ground here and drop the Marines on the high ground. But with only 1 tank and 4 Marines, I don't think it's really that safe. Viking is moving around. It's picked up 1 Overlord kill so far. He's going to find a little bit of an Overlord farm to this left-hand side, as there's actually 3 Overlords over here for him to take down. As, oh, he's going to lose the tank. A little bit of a disaster here for Zeerex. Things not going right for him at all. This Overlord's going to get taken down, and now the Viking will continue away, and we'll find another couple of Overlords to start taking down. We'll start to target down this one, and Queen will continue to chase to try and save the Overlord. He's going to turn around and start moving in towards the Queen, in towards the X. Queen's going to get a transfuse on it! Just in time. Viking stays alive as well, though. So again, this isn't looking good for Zeerex, who is continuing to build tanks in this situation. The thing is, though, there's no Spire just yet for Revolution, so without a Spire, siege tanks actually can do kind of well. You know, the reason that we kind of don't see siege tanks anymore is since Heart of the Swarm, the Mutalists did get buffed, and the lack of mobility on the siege tanks just doesn't make them worthwhile compared to, say, Widowmines. So it's kind of interesting, unless he maybe thought it was going to be kind of roach play, but he saw that bin in so early on, so a little bit weird. 4th base gets taken for Revolution here. Needs to kind of focus on his drones a little bit still. I mean, he's 58 to 58 right now, and again, I feel as though he should be a little bit further ahead. He's making a lot more lings, though. 2-2 upgrades on the way, and there's that Spire finally starting to come in here now. So this Viking just going to continue moving around and look to see if he can pick up any further kills. It's got 2 altogether. So he must have got this Overlord that was down here as well. Did he spot the 4th base with this as well? No, he didn't quite see that. There is 1 Overlord over here, which has actually been sent in by Revolution right now, just to get a bit of an idea as to what is going on, see what the follow-up's going to be. He sees a couple of medevacs, he sees a lot of Marines. I mean, pretty much all he really wants to see is whether it's mech or bio, in case he didn't know at this point, but now he gets, you know, pretty much any confirmation he could need. So he knows what's going on. I mean, he might have been a little bit confused because of the fact that his opponent had that very early couple of tanks, and so again, it's a little bit weird. Then again, he didn't make very many Hellions though, so I don't know what Revolution was thinking about it, but there's a little bit of a weird opening, a little bit hard to read, so just double checking with the Overlord. Turret going to get placed underneath it apparently, just to make sure. You just be like, hey, you want to be in our base? I don't think so. Revolution going to realise though, and pulls that Overlord away. As Bane in the middle of the map, no Zerglin speed, Baneless speed just yet. There's a big push out through the middle by Zeerex. Now Revolution needs to get a couple of Overlords on the way, spend his money, and he should be alright. And there we go, 7 and 8 Baneless on the way. I think he should be okay against this. These tanks have been very far in the back. Stim is about to finish though. Baneless speed's now finished as well though for Revolution. He's about to get 2-2 upgrades. If he can get a fight this with 2-2 against 1-1, that's going to be a pretty decent upgrade lead for him here. So that's definitely something we could see happening. Looks as though Zeerex was just interested in taking the tower. Past that, he's actually just loaded up a couple of medevacs, and they're going to move around along the bottom side of the map now. So Marine's just going to move along the bottom side of the map. Muta's going to come through towards the center, going to take down this first Marine. And the Marine goes down. A bunch more Marines getting taken down over here, being dropped down over here by Zeerex. And yeah, feelings just starting to move out. I mean, I don't think Revolution knows about this drop, and no, he doesn't. He's moving out of position. It looks as though the way his units were positioned, he might have had an idea that it was coming, but it looks as though he's really not noticing it at all. I mean, there's no way for him to have noticed it because he had no vision. He's going to see a few Marines coming in towards the top side of the map. He was sending originally all of his army over there to deal with it, but well, he still is actually, and it's going to actually allow these 16 Marines to come in towards the bottom. And I mean, immediately there's going to be a lot of drone kills. Revolution pulls away, and it might just be a 4th base kill instead. And of Zeerex, I don't think Revolution's going to get back here anywhere near in time. And it's just dropped, just goes completely unnoticed by Revolution. Lifts up into the medevacs, they start to boost away. The Mutalisks are going to be given chase. Zeerex using this as an opportunity to move through the center of the map. 1 meter catches here, but the rest of the meters, they've already turned away. So them 2 meters are probably okay. Now they turn away as well. This drop survived though, and Queen's getting taken out in the center. Creep getting taken out as well. And Revolution, is he going to try and move forward here? Is he going to try and go for this? Viking gets taken down. And these units from Zeerex just going to be backing off here. There's an Overlord getting found. There's double drop still alive in the bottom left corner of the map, and it looks as though that's where Revolution will turn his attention to right now. It's a shame Revolution hasn't been able to take a full-on engagement in the last couple of minutes, because he's had this 2-2 upgrade lead for so long, but he's not being able to do anything with it at all. As these mutas and lings come in towards the main base, the medevac's going to get targeted down. This will be everything cleaned out here. Bane's been left over here as well, just to get ready to deal with this incoming attack. This is a maxed out Terran army stimming in towards the natural with a few of these units. One muta's going to go and find out that this is happening. Revolution going to be coming in now. He's going to be able to set up a nice surround here from a couple of different angles. As these Balins need to be careful though. They're going to start moving forwards. I mean, a lot of this army is on creep. Zergon's going to come in from behind here. A couple of Widow Mines are active, but not really getting any great shots off just yet. But Revolution just doesn't have any Banelings. Where are the rest of his Banelings? He just doesn't have any. He's used them all already. He's had nowhere near enough Banelings in that engagement, and now, what's he going to do? Hope for Ling reinforcements to save his day? This is not good for him at all. He starts morphing 8, but already this third base is going to be a little bit of trouble. The Queen's going to go down. Drones are under fire as well. A lot of drones going to be taken down here. I think the third base might even just be taken down as well. A few just peel away and see a few Lings moving forwards. There's that third base falling as reinforcements continue to come in. A 4 is going to get a couple of shots onto the Muta Ball as he actually just lifts up. He's going to head towards the main base with these Marines. There's a lot of mutas though, so I kind of get the feeling that they're probably going to be able to deal with this no real problem at all. As these Hellbats Marines still attacking the front door. Zeerex with a 20 supply lead. Revolution with so much money he just can't spend because he's been limited on hatcheries throughout the entire game. And coming in with the Muta Ball once more here. Revolution, the only thing that can really save him now is this Muta Ball. As the 4's going to go down. He's going to clean up the Marines as well. He's still in this in terms of supply, but he needs to get another base up. Terran trying to take a 4th base, but Revolution with an Overlord here creeping things up to slow things down. A couple of 4s, kind of the big answer to a Muta Ball though. And these mutas are going to start falling here as well. The Marines just getting a little bit too much extra DPS in this as well. And the mutas are getting taken down. Revolution is in a lot of trouble here. GG as he taps out of the game, and Zeerex takes game number 2 and advances to the next round of the competition with a 2-0 scoreline.